Today I was browsing the web and I came across a video called Believe in God in 5 Minutes. And in brackets it said scientific proof. So being a logical person, my opinions and beliefs are subject to change if presented with compelling evidence. So I watched the video, and after 5 minutes, I'm still an atheist.
Together. And one of the questions that I'm asked as a scientist is, how can a scientist really believe that there's something what we refer to usually as God? You know, is this metaphysical whatever acting in the world or producing the world? And the irony is, the question's really a non-starter. Science has in fact discovered God. And you can talk to the hardline atheists and they will say, it looks like science has indeed discovered God. Discovered God. And how would that be? Well, if you take the trouble of going to the web and they're typing WMAP, the initials for a satellite, it's a diagram that shows the development of the universe from the creation over time. It's a timeline. Every word on that diagram comes from the NASA site. It is the condensed knowledge of the scientific community of how the universe created and how it got to where we are today. Each of the lines, the vertical lines, is another billion years. Okay, you start from a burst of energy at the extreme left side of the diagram, and you end up at the far end with the oval. The oval is to indicate expansion in all directions. Of course, because it's a timeline, we can't show that on a single piece of paper. We see here, most amazingly, that on the extreme left edge, it shows a beginning to the universe. Now go back less than 50 years. If I were teaching that at Tech, a person could lose tenure saying that there was a creation of the universe. It sounds like it's Bible. Because less than 50 years ago, the overwhelming scientific opinion was the universe is eternal. There was never a beginning. The Bible is wrong from the very first sentence. And then we discovered, suddenly, Arno Penzias and Robert Wilson, the Bell Labs in New Jersey, the northeast of the US, discovered the echo of the Big Bang, the energy left over, which George Gamow, 60 years ago, predicted that if there had been a universe created hot and small, it would have exploded, and the energy would get more and more dilute. And Penzias and Wilson, these Arno Penzias and Robert Wilson, discover this energy that had been predicted overnight. The Bible got it right. There was a beginning to the universe. Now,
What this guy is basically saying is that since the Bible said the words, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth," it's correct, just because it supposes that there's a beginning to the universe. Well, of course it does. The Bible was written 3,000 years ago. I mean, people once thought that saying "God bless you" when someone sneezed would keep them from getting the plague. So clearly, eternity is an abstract concept that those early people likely wouldn't have been able to wrap their minds around. And don't forget, the Bible was written by men desperate for an understanding of the world around them.
the black in the diagram is nothing. It's not a vacuum. Vacuums are within that diagram, within that cone of expansion. Vacuums are empty space, and space is something. The black of the paper around the diagram is nothing.
No, the black of the paper is paper. The universe is not a cone. This is a visual representation of the universe, not an actual photograph. The universe expands beyond our capabilities to see in all dimensions. That's why we refer to what we can see as the observable universe, not the entire universe. We have no idea how much of the universe we can't see.
So look what science has discovered. We can create the universe from absolute nothing, provided we have the forces of nature. Now, the laws of nature, the forces of nature aren't physical, they act on the physical. So if they create the universe, that means they predate the universe. So now we have a set of forces, we call them the laws of nature, that are not physical, that are able to act on the physical. They create the physical from absolute nothing. And they predate the universe, which means they predate our understanding of time. Put that together, and it sounds very familiar. If you haven't noticed it, that's the biblical definition of God.
The universe expanded from a very high density and high temperature state. Now, we can't say what forces existed before the universe, and even if they're the same ones we have now. If before the Big Bang, the universe was this compact and immeasurably dense singularity, we can't say the laws of physics were identical to the laws of physics today. So we can't say what, if anything, predates the universe.
God. Well, we just need one part left. Crucial, that which created the universe is also active in the universe itself. The very fact that you're watching this now pretty much establishes that point.
The fact that we are here today can be explained by the Big Bang Theory, one of the many abiogenesis hypotheses, and the theory of evolution. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, I'm on Twitter now, so follow me at Skeptic. There will also be a link to my Twitter page and blog in the comment section below.